absurd ruling because you have a federal judge effectively telling us what we have to do.
Chapter 10 of Project 2025 talks about this. The government shutdown is giving them a reason to hold back benefits from people. The only reason that they can hold back benefits now is because they have an excuse, and that's because the government is shut down. They're not going to listen to this judge, and we're going to run into a constitutional crisis. In Chapter 10 of Project 2025, it says that they want increased work requirements for people that want SNAP, and they want to get rid of the conditions in which states waive those requirements. Most states have work requirements, and there's only specific circumstances like disability where states can waive those. They also want to get rid of something called categorical eligibility. What that means is if you're working, let's say you're working 40 hours a week and you're still not making enough money to the point where you qualify for food stamps, under their plan, that won't be enough. You still won't qualify. So this right now is a dream for them because it's giving them the opportunity to reformulate what SNAP is and who gets SNAP. And those judges that are telling them that they have to give the SNAP benefits to people are messing up their plan. Do you know the people that are on Zoran Mamdani's transition team? This is the first time a mayor has had an all-woman transition team. The person who's overseeing the transition team is Maria Springer Torres. She was the deputy mayor of New York City. She was the deputy mayor for housing, economic development, and workforce. She was the commissioner for small business services, and she was the commissioner for housing preservation and development. We have Lena Khan. She's a legal scholar, and she was the chair of the FTC. She was actually the youngest chair of the FTC under Joe Biden. When she was appointed as chairperson, Amazon filed a petition trying to get her to recuse herself so that she didn't investigate their company. We have Grace Bonilla. She's the president and CEO of the United Way of New York City. She was tasked with helping to bridge the equity gap in New York. Because of her, they were able to distribute 15 million pounds of food to families in need, and they were able to expand preventative healthcare access for hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers. Melanie Hartzog, she was the deputy mayor of New York City's Health and Human Services, and she was the one who coordinated the response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and she was the first woman of color to oversee the largest municipal budget in the United States. Last but not least, we have Alana Leopold. She's the executive director, she's a political strategist, and she also used to work for Bill de Blasio. This is a wealth of knowledge. When people get on this app and they start talking about what is and what isn't demonic, listen to me, they're not getting enough sleep, right? They're suffering from spiritual psychosis, but the main thing is they're not getting enough sleep. Give them a good 8, 9, 10-hour nap. They'll be all right. Listen, they all have the same look. They have dark circles under their eyes. They look disheveled, and that's because they're up all night reading the Bible. They're up all night reading the Bible, waiting for the Spirit of God to tell them something. And when the sun comes up, that's when the Spirit of God tells them that Beyonce was demonic, or their fraternity, or their sorority, or voting for Democrat is demonic. That's when it happens, right? When it's time for them to go to work, when it's time for them to take their kids to school, then they snap out of it. Otherwise, they're up all night doing whatever. I have family members like that. When I was growing up and the internet wasn't popping like it is now, it was Digimon, it was Pokemon, it was whatever the fuck. Today is something different. Don't listen to them.